Hey friends, as promised, today I'm going to show you how to make a treat using the excess from the oat milk. So that kind of oatmeal or oat flour, we're going to use that so it's not wasted. What you'll need is, of course, that leftover. So I have it here. It's about a half a cup, so I'm gonna actually throw that in the food processor right away. The other items you will need are chickpeas. So we are going to make a chickpea cookie dough. Now, typically I make it a little bit differently, but today I kind of wanted to show a lower fat version for my cardiac rehab patients. If they're watching, shout out to you guys. This will allow, because we have more chickpeas than I usually use, this will allow for us to get that moisture that you would normally get from the peanut butter, almond butter, cashew butter that I usually use. So we're gonna throw that in here. And the great thing about today is I'm gonna show you how to do this without a recipe. I'm just kind of winging it, and that's what I typically do with something like this, because really as long as you have the right ingredients, you just need to continue to blend it up in the food processor until you get the consistency that you want. So we have that oat flour or oatmeal from making the oat milk. We have the chickpeas. We have vanilla extract here, so I'm going to pour a little bit in there. I try to do about a teaspoon. At the end, we'll use cacao nibs to roll it in. We have a little touch of pure maple syrup for sweetness. You could also use agave, you could use honey, or one of the healthiest options I like to do a lot is pureed dates and use that as a sweetener, and that will also be kind of that moisture in the recipe. A couple of other things you can use. You do want a dry ingredient, so you're gonna need oats. So these are kind of like oatmeal, chocolate chip cookie bites. Cookie dough balls. These are roasted cacao nibs. You could use that, or you could use chocolate chips. So again, depends on how much sugar and how much fat you're looking to put into this recipe. So these, I'm just going to eyeball, like I said, and we can add more as we need. So I would recommend pouring some in there, seeing how it blends up, and then adding more if you need it. So that might have been just about a quarter of a cup. The other dry ingredient, if you do need more dry ingredient, if you find the recipe is too wet, you can also add a little bit of peanut butter powder to give you that kind of peanut flavor. But we're gonna save that in case we need it. So now we're just gonna blend it up, see how it comes out, and add ingredients if we need it. We might need some dry ingredients, we might need some more wet ingredients. It really depends how it comes out. So based on what it looks like right now, we do need a little bit more of a dry ingredient in there. So I'm going to add a little bit more oats and some peanut butter powder. If you do find that you need more of a wet ingredient, you can always use sweet potato. So if you have a cooked sweet potato, you can kind of stir that in there if you like that flavor. So I've added in some of the peanut butter powder. And now we'll blend it up and see how it comes out. So as you can see, it's kind of more like a dough consistency now, which is what we want. So you can see that here, it's not as wet. So now we're going to take it, and you might need to kind of roll your hands in a little bit, maybe of the peanut butter powder or some cinnamon or something, so that it doesn't get too sticky. But again, you could also add more dry ingredient. What I'm going to do is take a Tupperware, pour a little bit of that peanut butter powder in there so that it doesn't stick to the bottom when we put the little cookie dough balls in there. And I'm just gonna take some. So all you're gonna do is take about a handful. You're gonna roll it up. And you can roll some of the cacao nibs in there too. So this is what it's gonna look like. Take some of the cacao nibs and roll it in there. This is what they look like here. So it might look something like this. So you'll make a good amount of those. It'll probably make maybe 8 to 10. And then you can enjoy them with some of your oat milk maybe. Super good treat. Great way to not waste your chickpeas or your oatmeal or any of the ingredients that are required in this recipe. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what else you want to see.